Yes lads, and welcome back to another video on the channel. And I know it's been a long time since my last video, and pretty much I've done the exact same video like I'm going to be doing today. It is Premier League predictions time. Let's get into this. So here we go, let's go straight into it. Let's start off from the bottom to the top, and let's just go straight in and put Hull at the very bottom. Again, it is easy to sit here and go all the promoted sides to go straight back up and then straight back down, but Hull haven't done enough and the quality of their squad's clearly not good enough for the Prem, so that's why I've put them rock bottom. Then as for 19th, I'm going to put Ipswich. Yeah, I mean, even though they've spent the most money in terms of the promoted sides, spending like 100 odd million on players, but again, I just don't think the squad's good enough, and I can just see them going straight back down, but I could be wrong. But I think Coventry, for me personally, have got the best chance of staying up out of the three, because I think Frank Lampard, I think he's a good manager, and I think he's probably the best one out of the three managers to try and at least keep them up in the Prem. But are they going to go back down? I'll fancy them to stay up. I fancy Coventry to stay up because of that Frank Lampard factor, and I think he'll just manage to do it. I mean, plus it's good for the Prem as well to have another team stay up for another season in the Prem, like what Sunderland done and Leeds, and it's just good overall. But as for the third team to go down, I think, say I was torn between three clubs when I was doing this prediction. It was between Coventry, Forest and Fulham. Fulham, based on the fact they've lost Harry Wilson, and I don't know about Arbeloa, even though they have made a few signings, but again, will it be enough? Don't know. Forest, I mean, yes, I do rate Glasner as a manager, but at the same time, will he clash with Marinakis, the owner? But for that reason, I'm going to go with Fulham. I think Fulham will struggle, and I did originally have them to go down in my first prediction, and I'm going to stick with it. And then Coventry to just survive. Then 16th, why does it keep doing that? Sunderland to go down. I just think with Europe, they'll struggle, especially. I mean, they've done really well. No one expected them to get Europe. Everyone was just expecting them to survive last season. But for what they've done last season was unbelievable. No one expected it. But I just think with Europe and the amount of games they have to play next season, it's going to take a toll on them. And they haven't made that many signings. Yes, they've got a decent squad, but will it be enough? I don't think it will. So I'm going to put them 16th. Then in 15th, Crystal Palace. I just think, again, new manager, they've lost Glasner. Lacroix's gone, Gay's gone, the defence is looking a little bit ropey. Yes, again, they've made a few signings, but is it going to be enough? I don't know. It's hard to predict this season, especially if these new managers coming in, and a lot of the teams this season are going to be in transition, so I think it's going to be very hard to predict, especially this season, to see where all the teams would finish, but we'll see. 14th, I've had Forest. Again, nothing special. Yes, they've got Glasner. They might do well this season, but Forest are just, I mean, I think it was one season where they finished around in the mid-table spot and nearly got European football, but again, they've lost Elliot Anderson, which is a massive player to lose. But again, they have recruited in some areas, but again, I don't know much about them. I can't sit here and tell you much about them, but could do well. But again, I'm just going to put them there. Where did I put them? 14th. And then now we move on to 13th to 8th. I think Bournemouth. Again, if they keep Alex Scott, I think it'll be decent. But again, Europe will take an effect on them, especially, and I just don't think they're going to cope with that many games. I mean, Krupi again, he's going to be a big loss for them. I don't know how long he's out for, but I know he's out for like a few months. So then in 12th, I have put Everton, based on the fact they've got a good defence, good depth, good depth in midfield. Attack, if they keep Njai, which will be huge for them. Dewsbury Hall, he could have another good season. But again, I just think they're lacking a striker, and you need goals to win games, and I just think that's what's going to make them struggle, and I think they'll just be in and around mid-table and no European push. But yep, Everton 12th. Then in 11th, I have Brighton. Again, I think Europe coming into play, I think they might struggle. They've lost Welbeck. But again, Brighton are one of these teams that prove people wrong. The fact like they've just signed all these players like Bournemouth, like Sunderland, from like these foreign leagues, and just do absolutely well. So Brighton, I wouldn't be surprised if they finished around above mid-table. But again, Europe coming into play, that's why I've got them in 11th. Then in 10th, I'm going to put above Brighton, I mean if it lets us, Newcastle. Again, made similar to what Brighton's done and what Sunderland have done, and all these other teams that just sign these foreign players and they just somehow do well. But again, with Newcastle, they're going through a transition phase, losing Eddie Howe, losing all their big players like Tonali, Bruno, again, Gordon. Like, yes, they made a lot of money off them, but it's a lot of experience to lose, especially for Newcastle. But again, I'm on the fence with them. They could either be like in around, they won't get relegated, but I think they could be like near the relegation. But again, they could have a good season. Like I say, I just don't know much about them. I don't know much about like the new manager and the new players and all that stuff. I've seen like glimpses of like some of their players, but I just think losing that experience with Bruno, Tonali and Gordon, them three, Trippier as well, I just think with that being the case, I think that's why I've put them, well, I keep looking at my phone, that's why I've put them 10th. And then in 9th, so this is where we go like above mid-table, put Leeds. I think Leeds are going to have a really good season. I don't know why, but I just think getting Harry Wilson on a free is really good business. Getting Trafford as well from City, again, they needed a goalkeeper in that position because Meslier wasn't good enough. And yeah, I think they've signed that a centre-half. I can't remember his name, I can't pronounce it, I'm not going to bother pronouncing it. But again, I just fancy Leeds this season. I don't know what it is. I think they're a good team, Leeds, and I could expect them to push for Europe, I really do. But we'll see what happens. This season's going to be very interesting, to say the least. And then in 8th, Brentford. Again, they were very unlucky to miss out on European football last season, and I think they could push for it again, I really do. That Sangari that they've signed as well, he's got a good reputation. I've heard good things about him. And yeah, I mean, Brentford again could do well and definitely go for them European spots as well as Leeds. I fancy them too, mainly both, but again, we'll see what happens. Then we'll go into 7th position, Aston Villa. Losing Rodgers, especially, he's been a massive loss. Tielemans as well in that midfield. And I know they've made a few signings, but again, European football's going to have an effect on them. They've signed that Manzambi as well, who had a good World Cup. But again, it's Unai Emery. He tends to do really well, and he has been doing really well for Villa the past few years. And I just think with Champions League coming up, I think it's just going to take a toll on them, and it's going to be too many games for them to handle. So I've got them in 7th. And then in 6th, I've got Tottenham. Finishing 17th twice is absolutely mental for a club like Tottenham, and no one expected it, but they've made really good signings, like especially Prem-proven players, and it pains me to say that they'll do well, and I think they will get back into Europe, and I think Europa League is realistic for Tottenham. I don't think they're quite ready for Champions League, but again, I could be wrong. But yeah, Spurs 6. I could easily have put them 5th for that Champions League spot, but I think they might just miss out, and I think De Zerbi is, for me, he is a good coach, but let's see what he does this season with Tottenham. And then in 5th, I've got Liverpool. Just think with Liverpool at the minute, I did have them 4th originally, but they haven't made enough signings. I mean, Salah's left now. The attacking players they've got is quite good, and Areola is a good manager as well. I really rate Areola, but I just think Liverpool are even going through a transition phase at the minute where, like, defensively, even they will probably still struggle this season. Champions League again, they're in that competition, and I think they still need a couple more signings. I mean, if they can get them couple more signings, I couldn't easily say them like top 4, but definitely not challenging for the league. But yeah, Liverpool could struggle, but again, Areola could do some magic with them. But it's one of them where, like, a few teams just are going through a lot of transition phases at the minute. But yeah, I think Liverpool 5th. Then in 4th, I've got Man United. I think I was torn between Man United because originally I did have them 7th, because I just think, again, Champions League football. Michael Carrick, personally, I don't rate Carrick. I know he's done a really good job with them, but I still think they need a manager. But could be wrong. Like, I know he's done a good job at Borough, and he's done really well to prepare for Man United, especially towards the end of the season, from where they were when Amorim, obviously he was awful, and then to take over where he left off was an unbelievable job from him. But will he do the same again, especially with Champions League football? And I know the signings they've made have been quite decent. The defence is looking okay. The midfield's starting to look good, and like I said, if they get Baleba, it might be that midfield is looking decent, to be fair, and their attack's really good as well. So yeah, I think 4th is quite fair. And then in 3rd, I've got Chelsea. A lot of people are predicting Chelsea to be 2nd, but I just think with Chelsea, I can't get away from their defence, like losing Cucurella. And I know they've signed Lacroix, but that defence is still looking ropey, and they've still got Robert Sanchez in net. And I know their midfield in attacks, honestly, like their attack is like one of the best. It's like unreal. They can definitely score goals. I don't think he'll finish like 2nd. I just think City will be... I mean, well, I'll get on to City in a bit, but I just think with Chelsea is that defence. I mean, you could say the same about City and their defence, but I think City have got a slightly better defence than Chelsea. But I won't be surprised if they do finish in like around the top 2, because the thing is with Chelsea, they've got no European football, and that could persuade me to put them 2nd, but I just think their defence isn't good enough. So that's why I've got them finishing 3rd. And I think it will be the same battle as it was last season in terms of the top 2 fighting for the title. And of course, I'm going to put City 2nd, then Arsenal 1st. With City losing Rodri now, and Maresca taking over from Guardiola, literally the best manager in the world, and the amount of pressure will be on. Like, I was tempted to put City like below that, like 3rd or 4th, but I just think the X factor of having Haaland up top, he's always going to give you goals. He's going to do something, and the amount of quality they've got in attack City is unbelievable. Cherky, Semenyo, Doku, I know he's got a slight injury at the minute, but he should be back. Who else? Foden. Honestly, their attack's still unbelievable. And yeah, I just still think City will still be up there, personally. And then obviously my club, Arsenal. I know you can say, oh, I'm biased. I put them 1st last year, but they ended up winning it last year. But I just think with the squad we've got now, Konsa's signed. He'll give us good depth in right back / centre half. Bruno Guimaraes, he's probably the signing of the summer. Like, to get him for 75 million, which I didn't expect to sign for. I was expecting at least like 90 million, because Newcastle normally are quite strict with their business, and I was expecting them to get him for 90 million. But like, even the squad depth, I can't get away with it. It's how ridiculous it is. Zolis, I forgot to mention him. What a sign he's been, and pre-season he's been very good. And I just think the amount of depth we have, that squad, we should compete for everything. And the squad compared to everyone else in the Premier League, I can't see us like losing the title again. I think we'll still retain it, but again, I could be wrong. Yeah, again, going back to the squad depth, it's ridiculous. Like, we're gonna afford to rest players in like competitions like the FA Cup, the Carabao Cup, and then Champions League as well. It's just unbelievable. But again, I think we've got enough to run away with it again. But that is me Prem predictions. Let me know if you agree or disagree. Obviously, a lot of you are going to be disagreeing with most of it, but it is a Prem prediction. It's going to be hard to predict where everyone's going to finish. And let me know what your thoughts are on this. And yeah, I'm excited for the new season. It starts tomorrow. Fingers crossed Arsenal can win the league again. And I'll see you in the next one, boys. See you later.